Hello, work life warriors. I hope you're doing well. Today, I wanted to come past and talk about Thursday's tackle topic, which is liking yourself, loving yourself, and enjoying your life. So many times in life, we are people pleasing, or we want others' acceptance, or we want to be liked or loved. But two things: one, we're not even sure if we like or love ourselves, or two, the people who we want to like or love us, we're not even sure if they like or love themselves. And so for me, this experience has been all about me accepting and embracing and me loving myself and me liking myself and me enjoying the experience, which means that I can't necessarily be bothered by people if I don't even know if they like themselves, love themselves, or are enjoying their life experience, right? And so a lot of times we always think that the treatment that someone gives us is about us, and we forget that we shouldn't be taking things personal because people have an internal world, and you can live, sleep, be in the company of a person for years, for decades, and not really know who they are, because a person is their thoughts, and sometimes their thoughts doesn't necessarily translate to actions. And so maybe a person is acting one way, but their thoughts are something completely different. So seeing as though a person is a collection of their thoughts, you can never truly know someone. And so you can never really know if someone like themselves, if they love themselves, if they're enjoying the experience. We know many times people put out their representative, they trick you, they mislead you, they make you think that there's someone that they're really not. And so, and two, you can watch a person's actions and get into their thoughts, find a way to get into how they're thinking, then you can never really know a person, and you can never really know if they like or love themselves. And then you may be offering yourself up to the opinion of someone who don't even practice enjoying the one life that they have. And so I make it a practice that for me, especially if someone will go out of their way to tell me something negative, I do not take it personal. That is one of the four agreements. So I do not take it personal because I'm out here loving myself. I'm doing the work. I'm growing. I'm developing. I'm learning. I dedicate myself to myself. I practice integrity. I would not take time out of my life, out of my schedule, out of the things that I want to achieve to say something discouraging or negative to someone else. So if that is happening and someone is saying something negative or toxic to you or doing something negative or toxic, instead of you making it about yourself, you must realize that it's not about you, and don't take it personal. That is just an expression of the person showing you basically how they care for themselves, because how a person treats you is not about you, it is about them. It is not even your responsibility to care about how another person shows up, right? And so if you are not to be invested in other people's business, the same is true for you. You have to look out for yourself and be invested in your own business to the explicitly, so that you're not in anybody else's business, right? So as long as you're in your own lane, minding your own business, practicing loving yourself and liking yourself and enjoying your life, then you have a blinder on to what others are doing, and you don't have time to stop and criticize them or say something toxic or negative, unless it well, as far as the criticism, unless it directly impacts your life. What is the point of criticizing a person if they're not in your life, or you don't know them and you don't know their thoughts or their actions? You don't know anything about them, but you take time out of your life force, which is your energy, your day, to say something to them negative. And then why would you allow what a person who is a stranger, or who don't know you, who don't work on themselves, opinion matter to you, right? Again, especially when you don't even know if they like themselves. And if you like yourself, it doesn't matter what other people say, because they may like themselves, but it's a conflict of interest, because unless what you're doing impacts them, why would they, say anything toxic, negative to you? It isn't their business. When you're minding other people's business, that's when you have a lot to say. You're criticizing things that don't necessarily impact you or add negativity or toxicity to any given situation. Those are the people that I believe do not love themselves. Those are the people who do not practice uh, liking themselves or loving themselves and enjoying the experience. And liking yourself is not something that is easy to do in this world, and not something that is guaranteed. You have so many messages coming from so many different places telling you to dislike yourself, to change yourself, to assimilate, to be more of the norm, that it is a revolutionary act, a radical act of self-love, to even just be authentically yourself and to love yourself and to like yourself and to go out of the way and insert all of the things into your life that will help you to enjoy your experience, right? And so if you're constantly doing the work of liking yourself and loving yourself and enjoying your experience, which again is a job and a priority and should be your only job, so much to the extent that you explicitly mind your own business, when you're doing that, you do not have any room to criticize other people. You don't even see other people because you're so focused on growing and developing and being the best that you can be and living a life of integrity and setting your own values and how you want to show up in this world. And so it's in your best interest to work on loving yourself. I remember, and liking yourself, because I remember I went through a transformation, and I always thought that I was practicing self-love, even though I never really considered the idea of liking myself. But I always thought that I was practicing self-love. And what I realized is that I was practicing self-love through all of the identities that the world had created for me. So I would spend a lot of time, grooming my body, and I felt like that was really loving myself. I spent a lot of time seeking knowledge and training, which I felt like was loving myself. I spent a lot of time trying to learn new things and figure out the world around me, and I thought that was loving myself because I was showing up in this experience. And I realized, after stripping all of these things down that I considered my identity, who was I? And understanding that I was more than the identity that was given to me in these institutions or silos that I was playing in. I was more than that. Then awakening began to happen, and I began to realize that I was never practicing self-love, and I didn't even consider that I liked myself, but I know for a fact I wasn't enjoying my experience. And so a lot of us can confuse what self-love or what liking yourself is, really is. It's not about what you do in the world. It's not about what more you can acquire. Liking and loving yourself is accepting that you're here with a purpose, and without doing anything, you're worthy of being loved, you are valuable, you are important, and you are here to fulfill a job. And it is up to you to just strip away all of the doing, all of the noise, and just be and figure out who you are and what you came here to do and what about you makes you so great and powerful and perfect. And perfection doesn't mean that you don't have room to grow. It just, right now, you are where you're supposed to be. And so doing the work helps you to expand beyond just your physical body or these identities in the world that you cling to. It's about how do I connect to what is greater? How do I connect to God, Source, Allah, Oshun, whatever you believe in, Muhammad, whatever you believe in? How do I connect with that source of creation so that I may create my best self in the world, so I can serve the world, so I can add value? And once you start stripping away, it's kind of like liking and loving yourself is a process. It's kind of like dying. And once you start stripping these things away, you realize that you may not know who you are, and you have to do the work to understand who you are and to define yourself in your own reality and your own values, and what makes this life worth living to you. And once you are connected to source and you decide to seek all of these answers internally and get guidance internally to whatever you believe is greater than you feel, powerful. You feel like that you can accomplish anything in this world, because alone you feel so powerless, right? Even though you're working, you're grinding, you're doing all of these things that's supposed to guarantee that you like yourself. You have a nice job, you have a nice car, you have a nice clothes, you have the family, the husband, the kids, the vacations. You're doing all of these external things that make that you feel like you should love yourself, but on the inside you feel empty or numb or sad or depressed. And it is because you're not realizing your full potential lies internal and has nothing to do with your external world, which means that all of these things that you're doing to be liked or to be loved is fake. It's a farce. It's not real, because you don't even know who you truly are without these things. They kind of become your identity. And a lot of these people that you're trying to people please to get to like and love you, they only like and love what you have or what you can do for them or the ideal that you uphold. And so it's best to strip yourself down to the least common denominator. Find out who you are, find out what your light is all about, explore your shadow side, and it's in integrating both your light and your shadow side is where you find like. Love is just understanding that it's nothing more that you have to do to be worthy. You've already done everything you needed to do to be birthed. It means that you are loved, you are worthy of being here, and you add value, and you matter. So that's just stripping down and understanding. Liking yourself is understanding that you'll have things about yourself that are strengths. You'll have things that are weaknesses. You'll have things that are in the light and some that are in the shadow. But it is integrating these things and liking both your light and your shadow, because it makes you who you are, right? And enjoying your experiences is just doing the work to add all of the things that will improve your quality of life, to make this experience worth living, to make you excited about when you wake up in the morning, to make you want to go to work, to make you want to connect, to make you want to engage and be productive and creative and innovative and all the good and juicy things in this life. So being liked and loved externally is not important, and you should not care if people like you or love you, because you don't even know if they like and love themselves, or if they're even enjoying their experience. We all know that misery loves company. So there's so many people out here where you're bending over backwards, you're jumping through hoops, you're trying everything to please them, and they can't be pleased because they are unhappy with themselves. And so it's better for you to find all of the good internal within yourself, all of the things that you want in this life within yourself, than to continuously try to please someone that you don't even know if they're working to please themselves. So I just wanted to bounce this idea of liking me and liking you or loving you or enjoying yourself. I wanted just to bounce the idea of like, love, and enjoyment around to kind of see what people think about it. Please share with me, what do you think about it? I would love to hear about what are your thoughts about being liked or being loved. And is it more important to like and love yourself and enjoy your life than to get the like and love of others and have a miserable life because you are people pleasing? Please share with me below, what are your thoughts on this? I would love to hear it. And as always, I'll see you next week with the next Thursday's tackle topic. And I would love to have a debate about this, a discussion. I would like to hear your ideas. Just share with me, what are your thoughts? I would like to make this an open dialogue, engagement. I want to talk with you about the topics, the weekly topics, because I think that they are deep topics that we can have some engaging intellectual conversation about, where we can all grow, expand, and develop because of it. And so it all starts with you sharing your ideas and your beliefs and what you think about the topic. So I hope this helps, work life warriors. Have a great day.